drivers. And the occasional dose of chaos. And we head to the final week of the season. It is all to play for in the championship as the drivers head to one of the underdogs of British racing. Which drivers will fall victim to the bomb hole today? And who will come out on top? Well, we'll find out soon as we get ready to watch round 9 of the iRacing IMSA Vintage series. And you'll see it all live here on the Global Sim Racing Channel. Hello everyone, I am Craig King, and with me in the booth is Sebastian Holmichael. Our director is Christian Deploy, and he's using cameras provided by Dougie Beard. It's no bias here, it is really, but Snetterton is one of the underrated tracks in British racing. To find out why I believe that, let's take you down to our GSRC track guide.
Welcome to Snetterton Circuit. Like many British tracks that were born shortly after World War II, this venue was made out of an old military airfield. It's a mere 30 minutes drive from Norwich and offers up 3 different layouts of varying lengths. This means the track is easily able to host international, regional, and club level racing. Previously rather simple, the circuit's most recent update in 2011 introduced a twisty infield section. Still, it's mainly punctuated by 2 very long straights, the Senna Straight, where the pits are located, and the Bentley Straight, which acts as the backstretch. As you'd expect for a track born out of an airfield, there's little in the way of elevation change. However, the one spot in which you do find some undulation, it really stands out. The bomb hole dips cars down in the middle of a quick right-hand kink, causing them to have to keep a heads up lest they lose the car. The track is not without character though. Rich's is very swift for a first turn and includes 2 distinct apexes. There's also the combination of Brundle and Nelson, which forces drivers to turn hard while braking. Never an easy combination to manage. The long sweeping run through Coram down into Murray's can also be quite tricky. The car will want to drift out, forcing a shallow entry into the final left-hander. But failing to give yourself a good exit will leave you vulnerable to attack down the pit straight. Perhaps not as famous as some other British circuits, this place is a bit of a hidden gem in the UK motorsport scene. Fans who get to witness racing here certainly seem likely to return.
See? Nothing wrong with this track. I absolutely love it. Sebastian, are you going to join me in this assessment? Give us the rundown of what's going to happen here today.
Yeah, I saw many great races in iRacing, in Formula classes, in tin top hats also. And of course, we have the IMSA Vintage series here tonight at this 2-mile track, 3.2 kilometers here with 8 turns tonight in this special layout. Yeah, we have the big Bentley Straight, huge overtaking opportunity, but there's more. Turn 2, of course, the hairpin, and you have to make the good exit, and of course navigate the track around your competitors. We have multi-class racing, so especially I think Murray's Corner and Coram will be very, very delicate to navigate through the traffic.
Yeah, it's going to be very interesting out here today. As you can see, Wilson will be a very hot spot. We'll get a quick look at the championship standings, and it's very close. Look how close it is. -1 between Javier Del Olmo and Aitor Sentes Galindo, and then -4. Seamus Power just 4 points behind. What's interesting, Javier has not won a race this season. Javier hasn't even come on the podium this season. Aitor, Seamus both have victories. Robert Nash, he has a victory. So the top 4 all have a victory. Well, the top 3 of the top 4 all have a victory. Brendan Lim also not having a victory. It is so close. The GTOs, it's not as similar. But Sebastian, why don't you let everyone know how close it is?
Yeah, the points are very close again because we are in the mid of the season. We have so many points to dish out. And of course, you have to make it to the finish line to collect those points. So with 139 points, Arturas Kondelis is leading the championship in the GTO class, and Andreas Schuster is right behind him, 19 points, and Noel Lundberg in P3. So this is just 20 points between the leaders of this class. And also the rest, you can see it, Juhani Kamonen in P6 with 57 points back from the leader, and also right behind him P7 with 58. So this is just 1 point. Everything can change tonight. You see it in P8 and P9 also with Ian and Nicholas. So there's so much tension going on in the GTO class tonight.
It's so close in both classes. So quick rundown here as we see the 2 flags flying there. We're back to the 40-minute races this week. And of course, it is open setups. They'll be making their setups to go as fast as they can around here. But key thing is no spare car, so they do not want to catch a incident here. And with a sub 1 minute drive time for the GTPs, it's very tough. If you get an incident here, you can't use the time to try and get those repairs done. Drive through at 17 incident points, disqualification at 25, which I think we may see some drive-throughs with how crazy this track can be. But qualifying is on its way, and the GTPs are just finishing up. Toga Hisada has made the late trip here to do some racing, but we're watching the number 1 car out there at the moment in the GTOs. It's Noel Lundberg. As he comes by some of the final corners, he's going to come across the line. This is his second lap. He did not set a lap. This would be big if he doesn't set a lap at all. Comes across the line. It's a 106.9. Just at the nick of time, he gets that pole position.
And if I already hear the sound of the engines of the GTOs, I'm getting goosebumps. And yeah, I'm so ready for this race.
These are wonderful sounds. I wish I could have been around to hear, even at a historic event, could be around to see these things. Ville Roller is going to be coming across the line currently in P4. One of the last time qualifies, he'll come across. He goes faster, but it's only enough to get past JD Rodriguez. It's very close up there. 6/1000th of a second between him and Arturas Kundalis as well. And then also coming across Jack Wells to set the final time. And I know that there is a few minutes left, but there's only 1 driver out there left to drive. This has been a while, I think, as well, Sebastian, that you've seen these cars. I mean, what is it about those GTOs? It's not just the noise, though, is it? It's that legacy those GTOs have.
Yes, it's the legacy. It's the shifting. We saw drivers even use manual shifters in their cockpits, in their sim rigs, which always looks very, very nice. It's a legendary car, and we are happy to have it in the IMSA Vintage series. And I think iRacing has done much the last month to push this series.
Yeah, there has been so many not incidents, but so many events is the right word. There's not been incidents, there's been events this season, which you could almost do a whole compilation of stuff that could be on an iRacing top 10. You could do your own top 10 of this series. We're just waiting for a couple more drivers. With a minute to go, though, it's only one Rodriguez who can set a better lap time. He does so, as we do have just a couple more drivers left out there just getting some laps. In fact, I think they're coming in. So try and just look. There's Shady Ahmad right here, a man that we haven't seen a lot. He's just getting some practice laps. Here's Coram. We've just missed the bomb hole there. Now, Sebastian, if I said a corner was called the bomb hole, would you think it was caused by a bomb?
I don't know. Please find me in interviews.
It's not. It is not. This of course was filmed on an this was made on a former airbase like most British tracks, but that was actually done as a mistake from a contractor, and they because of how horrible was the camber, they just called it the bomb hole, which kind of makes sense. I mean, not what I would call something, but we're going to head into the end of quali, and we're going to go through to the results as the last man finishes up the GTPs with Togo Hisada. And when you see these times, absolute chaos at the top, because Togo Hisada 56.913 will be your pole position driver. And then it's Javier Del Olmo in P2, who was 0.2 slower than Dustin Hirota in third. Seamus Power will be fourth. Robert Nash will be fifth, with Pepe Fuertes in sixth. Jack Wells will take seventh. Ivan Platon will take eighth. And Adrian Peter Sobrino ninth, with Dylan Freckleton in 10th to round out the first page. And then when we get to the second page, Fabian Youngblood will be 11th, Juan Rodriguez will be 12th. Jose Delgado will be 13th, followed by Aitor Sintes Galindo in 14th. Not a good qualifying for him. Jose Conde will be 15th. Matthew Cockerham 16th. Mateo Johnson will be 17th. Andre Felipe Diaz will be 18th. With Richard Thurston 19th. The last of the time qualifiers with Shady Ahmad, Joshua Lowe, Luca Carrion, and Lane Dole, those three on the last page, all in that order, yet not to set a time. GTOs, though, Sebastian's got those for you.
Yes, of course. In pole, Newell Lundberg with a good lap time in front of Arturas Kundelis, the championship leader. Will Ruola in P3, JD Rodriguez in P4. Fifth place, Mickey Friesen, Joanni Kamonen in P6. Seventh, Joram Van Hicks and Doug Cloud in P8. Ian Haycox in P9 and Andreas Schusters completes the top 10 in row 5. In row 6, we have Josh Brain, Torben Polik in P12, Jamie Hamill joins Björn Ackermann in row 7, Michael Haynes in P15, Franciszek Jarzembski, sorry for that, in P16, Aurelien Lefebvre in P17, and Carlos Fonseca in P18.
Oh, 18 GTOs today, 23 GTPs. They're on the formation lap, and it's a very quick formation lap because it's a quick lap around here. It's 82 Fahrenheit track temp. It's 28 Celsius, which is going to be interesting. The wind can be an effective southeasterly wind at that speed. Very tough. You see the GTPs getting ready. 40 minutes around here. Going to be just over 40 laps here. We're looking at about 41, 42 for the GTPs. The orange car there, the championship leader Javier Del Olmo. Beside him, the Japanese sensation, historic racing, Togo Hisada. He is right behind him. They're coming out of Coram now into the final corner. The ever-tight Murrays. A little bit of a camber there, and the old-school British reflector boards that I don't think are there nowadays. Regardless, through they go. They get ready for 40 minutes at Snetterton. Togo Hisada is going to lead them off from the start. Pace car comes into the pit. He has control, and he will wait till the last moment. He's going to hold them up. Green flag will come now, and he just stacks them all up, and it's not a good start for Togo Hisada, and not a good start for Javier Del Olmo. The inside will belong to Togo Hisada. He will try and hold on. The car's trying to make it free wide around the background, but Javier Del Olmo takes it in to the lead at the start. And one driver going a little bit slow in the background of Seamus Power. All the cars get around Seamus Power, those spins around, gets righted. GTOs are just starting.
Yeah, the GTOs already had to use Murray's corner for racing in that tight spot, and around T1 everyone is safe. No incidents at this stage. And here the exit is so important to get on the Bradley straight. And there's a slow GTP.
Yeah, a couple of slow GTP. Seamus Power unfortunately got spun around a second time. We're watching Jack Wells at the moment. He's trying to make his way up through Sabrino. He goes. And this is a very quick lap because we're already through lap 1 here as they come around Murray's for the first time on racing pace. Great start there from Javier Del Olmo, but unfortunately Togo Hisada getting back with the straight line speed. That's what you expect to see around here. Sebastian made it clear. These are some big straights here to make some good overtakes, and with this downforce, expect to see some.
Yes, and already Condelis used his advantage and took the lead from Lundberg. He's now down in P3, started in pole. So used the first 2 corners to, take the lead and, lead the championship.
Leading away he does, and now we've got JD Rodriguez. He was looking to make the move, tried to do the over-under, couldn't. Here's Montreal. It's a tight corner, but when you just hold off that hairpin, that usual hairpin, to go straight and do a quick left afterwards, it throws a lot of the drivers off. We're on board with Lundberg, who is currently sitting 3rd in this pack. Is there going to be a look for him to make a move here? He may do it, but it's very tight at Brundle. And you can even see JD Rodriguez looking for a move, not getting it done. This makes it stay together. They're going to have to stay a bit like this for a while, because it's so tough around these next sections to make any sort of overtake.
Yes, and of course, yeah, Brundle is teasing you with an overtake attempt, but the next right-hander, the Nelson corner, of course, can produce much carnage.
So much carnage, especially going under the bridge there. Pepe Fuertes is trying to look to make some moves up. He's got Dustin Hirota right beside him. He's going to look for a move here. Through he goes. He hits that curve, and that's just going to cause the chaos. And exactly what we expected. Sebastian just called it. You can get a drink for that, Sebastian. That's exactly what's going to happen.
Thank you, but it's a streaming curse for the drivers, of course.
It is such a shame, but that is the problem. With the curves here and the sausage curves just there on the inside of Brundle, it's so tough to make any moves there. We'll come back to the top of the GTOs again, and they won't know what just happened there. So they're not even going to know if they can make this move or not. They won't. Tightens up into Nelson as we look. Does not look safe there for JD Rodriguez, and this opens it up for Noel Lundberg. Gets it there through the bomb hole. Nothing JD can do.
Yeah, but great catch there on the grass. I mean, the cars don't have all the little helpers. So, yeah, great catch on the grass.
Catch on the grass. You can see Robert Nash was trying to get that move on Javier Del Olmo there, and it's not worked for him. I think he tried to force Del Olmo into a mistake. Javier was not having it, but unfortunately now they've got some stragglers at the back of the GTO field they'll have to get through, which does not help. Going to be tight for Nash to get into this GTO. Helps him. That's going to help. But the time they lose just doing this battle, I know they're going to make an overtake somewhere, Sebastian, but surely you wait to alter the traffic.
But that's what I thought in the beginning as we talked about the track. The corner bend and then into Murray's corner. Very, very difficult for multi-class racing.
It's so tough. In fact, I don't think there's any multi-class series that races here in the real world, except for, I want to say, British Endurance Championship with the different classes of the GT cars, which are probably the closest thing. But you get nothing like this, and Robert Nash starts to lose out as the drivers, the GTP, start their way through the traffic. It's quite crazy when you think a sub 1 minute lap, and they're only now hitting the traffic after lap 5. It does feel really weird as the GTPs go through the leaders in the back of the GTOs. Oh, Nash making a move, having no elbow. There he is. Unfortunately, not getting that happening there. It's a hesitation corner, that, isn't it? Because you kind of want to wait, I feel, if you're a faster car to make an overtake.
Yeah, and also you have to decide, make your decision. Is the GTO going on the inside of Coram or on the outside? So, yeah, it's again the, what I did call it an old party chameleon. You have to look in front and look into your mirrors at the same time. It's super difficult for the GTOs.
Well, that's one GTO going off. That's Carlos Fonseca. I think he was just getting off to basically give himself a little bit of time. We go back to the lead, though, of the GTOs. And Candelas is trying in that lime green car to hold on to what Noel Lundberg's got. It's not happening at this moment. You can just see, especially in these top level drivers, they're struggling to try and control that understeer through. Coram there gets it down planted, but behind them it's absolute chaos, and they're almost at a standstill, and that's a GTP going around, and that is Sabrino, Dylan Frackleton as well, and I think Aitor Sintes Galindo is going to try and get through as well. A little bit of chaos there. It looked like it was a car park.
And in all the chaos, one spun, one did blink. That's super hard for everyone in Murray's corner.
Super hard as well. Robert Nash, though, getting 3 positions early in the race. He's trying to get the lead here. This is going to be tough with a queue of 8 GTOs. He's going to be able to try and get the run here. It doesn't look it, but there is going to be space now. This will be quite a bit of a lunge. He's going to try and take the override. No, he tries to get the overlap, but he's way too late there to make that move. Not going to do it. Changing the GTOs, though, as Noel Lundberg gets past finally as well. They're just up ahead of these drivers. So the lead GTPs are going to get involved with the lead GTO shortly.
Yeah, and here again, left and right, GTOs, everyone makes their decision and they have to react to each other. And also the livery of Hisada, the Yost Racing livery, very, very nice.
It is, indeed, I do love it. They're having having a bit of a hold up and almost going into the back Johanny Cameron in the background as we keep watching this. There he is. Just missed out there. JD Rodriguez looking for moves, but you can see Del Olmo, he realizes the frustration he's in right now. He needs to get past. He's not had a good run here. Jack Wells is the car right behind him. Looks like he's going to try and make the move, but he does lift off a little bit. He plays it safe, and Jack realizes it's better to live to fight another day. Will Javier go for this? That's a very brave move, and he's going to try and do it. No, 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 no. I would not have thought that was the right place to make a move.
But he did, because he felt the pressure from before, from Jack Wells. There was this moment where he got boxed in behind the GTO, and he didn't like that, and then he made a move here in Nelson Corner.
Elsewhere in the background, Shady Ahmad has towed the Ahmad fans. Unfortunately, he's had an incident, and he almost took out a GTO, not on purpose, just a mistake on braking. We'll get back to Arturas Kundelis, though, trying to get this lead off Noah Lundberg. It's so tough to try and find it, and then as you just start to race, right behind you is a GTP trying to get by here as they hit to Montreal, but now you can't even use the gap to make the move. This, Sebastian, I've always felt Montreal, it's a double apex hairpin, is it not?
Yeah, it is, of course. And even, yeah, especially in multi-class racing, you must use all the lines you can if you watch it to your mirror, and they did perfectly right now. There was the opportunity, and he did make cleanly the overtake around the GTOs or from the inside, and then it worked out for everyone. But that's also part of the respect between the drivers.
Yeah, and I'll tell you who hasn't had a good time here. It's Robert Nash, just locking up and going a bit too hot into Murray, losing out on Togo Hissada. And you've got to feel that if you want to keep up to Hissada, you've got to keep up with him. You can't rely on multi-class traffic. Kundelis, though, he needs to rely on multi-class traffic to just punch a hole to get through to Noel Lundberg. And I don't mean punch a hole in the side of Lundberg. We don't want to see that. Will come through Riches at the moment. He'll wait. Looks for the move. Dustin Hiroda behind. We're trying to squeeze to the inside there. Not going to happen. Yep. And this is very late. And Black could sort of set it up.
And it was the same move, but in this case, yeah, there was not much more room before the netcode.
Not enough room there. It was almost felt a bit late. Can he look to take advantage of this? No, he's going to be too late here. He's going to have to wait. And wait he does. And they still have JD Rodriguez behind. Yohami Cameron right behind them as well. So it's a four-car train at the moment. And it's kind of the nature when you've got a track where, remember, we're running the 200 layout today. So we're not running the main 300 layout where at Montreal we just go straight on instead of a quick left and do an infield. So it's all straights here today. So you've got to feel that if you're these GTOs, the key is to stay together until the end of the race.
Yeah, of course. And especially at this level where the drivers perform here, you could see it also on any other track of this series, that they are so close together. We see it in the championship points also, so it's clear you have to stay together to have a chance to make the positions and, yeah, seize the opportunity.
Yeah, well, you can see Johan Van Hixie, Andreas Schuster, they're trying to seize the opportunity, and Schuster getting forced a little bit wide through Montreal there from the GTP, and the GTP
no,
that's not good. That's the GTP just kicks it. Schuster holds this, keeps it out of the tyre barrier. That's good, but unfortunately, the time it's going to take to get that car going again, it's going to be a lot of position lost here.
Poor Andreas. Yeah, what a bummer, but also maybe a little bit of netcode, so it can happen in these situations. I think there was no bad intent there.
No bad intent, definitely. There's never a bad intent. They are quite gentlemen drivers out there today. As we see a mistake there, Delgado trying to make an overtake. We see Matteo Johnson also having an issue there in the grass. I think just a spin under throttle. The lead GTOs are having a little bit of trouble. And ever since Noah Lundberg managed to get past, he's extended that lead to 2 seconds. And Robert Nash is looking to try and catch up to his starter still. And he just can't. Where does he look for these opportunities at the moment? Where is there to go, he's thinking? Yes, there's, 28 minutes left in the race, but how long can you keep glued to the back of one car?
Yeah, the best way would be until the last lap, and then take the lead. But on the other hand, in the GTOs, there's some gap between Lundberg in the lead and Rodriguez in P3, and Condelis lost P2. So yeah, they're quite separating.
Yeah, he looked for that move. He's been looking for that move for a while, JD, and we managed to see that as well. Another GTP comes by to get through, which will probably hinder Arturus here. I mean, JD, sorry. He doesn't, because if that GTP comes in late to that corner, can't get the speed up as quickly as the GTOs on the slow corner, and that would just allow the car in the back of this train to look for the move, and Arturus looking to see what he can do. Behind him now in the slipstream, Johanny Kaminen and Mickey Friesen, some championship rivals now, but this is not looking good if you want to try and defend against Noel Lundberg in the championship. A little bit of a lock up there now. Van Hixie can't get the move done at the moment. He's got to try and get past Doug Cloud. So it's all hopping off at the moment, and in the lead of the GT, Hassan's got around, and the respect, and no one understood the respect there. Nash decided to wait for Javier. No one else, not Javier, Togo. Nobody else realized that they've been waiting for Togo there.
Yeah, great, very disciplined rejoin there, I must point out.
Yeah,
well, nobody else could crash.
Ooh, Tassada with a very tight move to try and get past Jack Wells. That is just putting the nose in there. Toga Hisada is driving a little bit angry. He got the lead back. Calm down a little bit now. We've got some GTOs up ahead. Billy Roller, Paul Pollock, Josh Rain. They're going to be going side by side. There's not going to be a chance for Togo to make a move here. Wait for this. It's going to be very tight through the middle. There's no space. And they almost came together. And now Hisada holds on. It's a very chaotic and messy minute there. Everything is going on. Are you keeping up the pace?
And of course, now the GTP field is back together. I mean, even Mr. Jungblut has a chance for a podium now.
Yeah, Fabian definitely has a chance behind. You see a little bit of free wide Aitor Sintet Galindo. We haven't talked about Aitor. He's side by side with Robert Nash. They might go free wide into braking. They do! Free wide into braking and Robert Nash. Are you kidding me? Through Brundle. Are you kidding me? The battle is still going. Here they go. Can Aitor keep that nose in? He's got the inside for the bomb hole. And now into Corum. Still got the inside. The inside becomes the outside, though. Gonna have to try and do it around the outside of Murray, but no. Robert Nash holds on. Some fantastic driving by both drivers. Can Aitor hold it on to the tarmac? He can indeed. He can breathe. Aitor +9 for the day. And we're not even halfway through the race.
Yeah, brilliant stuff. A miracle going too wide through Brundle, Nelson and the bump hole. Staying alive there and giving room and racing.
This is IMSA Vintage. This is classic IMSA Vintage. And the cars are classic as well. Javier Del Olmo now trying to catch up to Jack Wells. He would love to get that P2 back there. Robert Nash, unfortunately, going down a few places. Like the report, JB Hamill-Smith has had a mistake out there as well, but Javier still looking. And now as I look at the track map, Sebastian, everywhere you look on this track, there's a car. There is no time for brakes around here now. It is full concentration.
Yeah, the cars are classic and the drivers are classy. We are here at Snetterton, and this is really, really a great track, and everyone sees this now, that this is a track you need to race, and it's free now, so yeah, get your hands on the wheel.
Get your hands on the wheel, get your hands on these cars. This is free, the track. The cars are free and the racing is real though. Cundillis is trying to hold onto that movie, get past JD Rodriguez for P2, but they're 4 seconds behind Noah Lundberg. It's going to be very tough to try and make a move. You see up ahead, Javier Del Olmo still looking by, and ever since Togo went into angry mode, he's probably going to tell me he wasn't angry, but ever since he's gone into that mode after losing the lead, he's stretched it to 1.5 seconds. You could almost ask yourself, was Robert Nash the only man that could stop him today?
Yeah, good question. And also, I think Olmo did blink sometimes, so yeah, maybe this could also be an issue, like but nobody wants to see a technical issue to take somebody out of the race. But we have seen that, and also at Open Park there was some fuel issues in the end. So let's enjoy the last coming up half of the race.
Yeah, wait and see. Hopefully no fuel issues today. Johanny Cameron tried to get to JD Rodriguez. I can report Ian Haycock unfortunately had a tow, and he's gone all over the place. In fact, he's done so much flipping after a mistake somewhere that he's just gone to the Olympic, to the acrobatic, but back on with Johanny Cameron on the rear camera. Mickey Friesen, who's looking to get some positions in the championship. Ahead of Cameron is JD Rodriguez, and Arturas Kundalis still leading through. There is JD, and wow, look at the front. I did not realize Johanny had such a damaged car at the front there. That is why I feel he's not making any overtakes, because I think he's losing a bit of speed on the straights.
Yeah, he had a little bit of damage already in lap 1 or 2 on the front left, but I think it did go on for more and more damage.
More and more and more and more the cars. Everywhere you look at the moment, there is cars, there is action. There is groups of cars everywhere at the moment. In fact, look at this. This is for P9. Dustin Hirota battling on at the moment, and he is with Dylan Freckleton up ahead. They try to push on. Looks very slow when you've got the helicopter camera here. Just go to see how long that straight is, and then how tight they go in. And there's Javier Del Olmo as he comes later on in the lap, a few corners later, holds it straight, holds it steady. Report, it's an interesting stat with a track, Sebastian, that is so tight and close today. I know we started with 41 drivers. We have only lost about 4 cars in the race. It's actually pretty impressive with just how chaotic this track can be.
Yeah, speaks again for the skill of the drivers here and for the racing they can produce.
It goes for the speed and goes for the racing. But it also goes for the people that picked the tracks. And I know that Emerson Gordon was trying to have some comments this week. He said that he selected this layout. Not sure if that's true or not, but Emerson, why have you got to be so mean? He's been saying all week. You can see, I don't think it's a case of Emerson, why you mean? Emerson, why are you giving us a track that's producing this fantastic action? These 4 still tucked together. And would it surprise you, Sebastian, if I told you these 4 cars have basically been glued together since week 5 championship?
Yeah, that is super impressive. And yeah, in the end, if we see the scoreboard, every position counts, and also this, of course.
Trying to go side by side, did not work. In fact, that was actually JD hitting that curve. Remember, we saw it earlier with the GTP hitting that curve on the left of Brundle. That's what happened to JD. He has gone down to 7th position. Very big mistake there. Just an unfortunate incident. It's tough. It is tough to go side by side there. In fact, again, I've never seen it when racing myself. Have you ever seen anyone successfully go side by side through Brundle and Nelson?
No, not here. So yeah, we had it 3 times. 1 time it worked, 2 times it did not. So it's 2 out of 3 for this race alone.
2 out of 3 ain't bad. The song set, wasn't it? Mickey Friesen had a bit of a slide coming out of the Montreal corner there onto the Bentley straight. Continues on. Very interesting when you think that in classic British racing style, we don't have corner numbers, we have names, and they're all named after different people or different occasions, except for the bomb hole, of course. You go and look as they come down now with Coram, again named after other drivers, Murray's, and of course the Senna Straight, which has recently been called as Cameron is just trying to see what he can do at GTP. Just says, excuse me very much, Joshua Lowe, you're not missing much in the GTPs. This battle is really taking up with 18 minutes left to go.
Yeah, 18 minutes where I think the drivers are already in good sweat in their sim rigs. And also like thinking about maybe the end of the race, because do I can keep the positions? Do I make a mistake? I mean, Wells is 1.7 now behind Sada. He was down to 1 second, so it's still a close gap where every mistake counts, but in the moment it's very much looking for Sada.
It's looking good for the start of the Everton flow of multi-class traffic working for him. The Everton flow multi-class traffic not working for Robert Nash at the moment. He's trying to get back in. You've got to applaud the sportsmanship, but it has lost him 4 positions in, well, 3, 4 if you count the lead. It's cost him those positions, but the sportsmanship is so important there. Toga Hisada's just had a little bit of a hold up with a GTO, so that gap in the lead of the championship, the lead of the GTPs, closes up again. And Sebastian, once again, it was that issue at Coram.
Yeah, again, the chameleon, you have to be aware of your surroundings. And also here we see it again and again in the hairpin. What can happen here? But
oh no, they're almost gone around. They're almost been spun around. But he's managed to keep it straight. But how much damage is there now with Del Olmo? He gets on by. He's not holding on there. We just caught that mistake there. I think it was just a miscommunication. Again, this is such a tight corner. And I wouldn't be surprised if that was just one of those racing incidents. Looking back at it, trying to get the same corner there after Montreal. He goes down and loses time to Jack Wells. Jack Wells almost losing time as well to Toga Hisada. Pepe Huertas, we haven't talked a lot about him today as he tries to split a couple GTOs to try and catch up to Aitor Sintez Galindo. Not happening for him. The lead of the GTPs though, as we hit lap 25 or a possible 40, maybe 41. Toga Hisada has to keep defending against Jack Wells.
And Wells did close the 2-second gap back down to 0.5. So the race is on for the lead and the winner of today's race.
Well, we've still got 15 minutes to go. So what can happen? Well, we've seen already in the first 25 laps that anything can happen and will happen in these races. The only thing that's certain, knock on wood, is Noel Lundberg is 7 seconds in the lead of the GTOs. You see it on the timing tower. Pepe Huertas is pushing on low, and you start to see having to squeeze through. That's the bomb hole. I thought it wasn't possible to make an overtake there, Seb.
Yeah, I mean, it is because the GTOs make space there.
Yeah, I suppose it is. I would not want to do that myself. Look at that. Hisada, fastest lap. He was 4/10 faster than Jack Wells, and Jack Wells had slipstream, but we keep eyes on Pepe Huertas, trying to catch up to Aitor, unable to. Back to the lead. Toga Hisada, that's what he sees, and he's going to see that for quite a while, I feel. Nothing in front. That has to be a very, very thankful sight. He can take it nice and calm. I don't think he's going to be taking it calm in that seat at the moment. I don't know about you, Sebastian. I know you said the drivers are hot. I'm starting to get a little bit hot and sweaty here just watching them.
Yeah, of course. Me too. Because you're pressing your thumbs for them to take the fruits which they're fighting for, and invested so much in this race already. And yeah, everyone spinning out or crashing into the barriers. Yeah, that's painful even for us watching.
The fruits of our labor, and what will be the fruits of their labor after this race. Noel Lundberg has had it all his way at the moment, and I keep knocking on wood when I say that. He's got an 8-second lead, and it's all gone a little bit quiet in the GTO field at the moment. This is the closest battle. We've got JD Rodriguez trying to get past Doug Cloud. They've had some good battles this season, and as you know, usually we see Doug Cloud with his camera there, just having the fun, just enjoying it, cool, calm, and collective. I don't think he'll be cool, calm, and collective when he sees he's got to defend here out of the Montreal corner, down at the Bentley straight with GTP behind. Might be able to use that GTP to his advantage.
Everyone is looking for the special overtake to create a gap again. the gaps are changing. We have seen that with the lead of the GTPs, and of course, yeah, some devastation for some GTOs with contacts. Yeah, it will be hot until the end. Yeah, the lap time is so, what was it? Under a minute. First overtakes after lap 5, so there will be more time, more trip around the other class.
Yeah, getting to the business end now, 12 minutes to go. JD Rodriguez still looking for moves. Nothing going at the moment. Robert Nash, you saw earlier, had the fastest lap of the race. He was into the 57s. But unfortunately, nothing to go here. Look at the steering that JD has to put on to get through. Saving that car! What a save! If he can keep this straight, he's going to be losing time. Well, that looked like he just had the rear kick out of him. Too much throttle on the grass.
Yeah, and Doug Cloud did show him that he chuckled in the cockpit with the little swerve there with the back of his car.
Wouldn't be surprised if Doug was like, okay, let's do this again. I think Doug is enjoying the battling out there at the moment as they get close again. Looks for the move into the bomb hole, can't get it. He's trying to get to the outside. It's so tight and caution out there. All the marbles on at the runoff, but maybe the pressure's on now because it looks like we're going to see Doug having to go on the inside, defending here into Riches. It's actually favored, I feel, the outside line here. If JD try and make this move stick, he's got it on the outside here, but the outside still becomes the outside. Doug accidentally pushing it to the grass. This is going to be tough to try and make this move, and they're side by side. He'll get this. JD will try to get this into the kick. That's still side by side, Sebastian. Now he loses it.
Great stuff again, but they need to check the mirrors. So if JD now pulls out, but yeah, now he maybe can use the slipstream of the GTP a little bit and takes the position.
Yeah, I was going to say, we've seen that too many times today. I didn't want to see another side-by-side through there, but thankfully Doug realizing the situation. JD this time getting the overtake done. Some good heads up from both drivers there, keeping it safe. Just like Pepe Huertas is going to look to keep this safe, and he thought about it for a second and decide it's not worth it this time. And he is looking to try and get this move on. Aitor Sintez Galindo. We've also got battles in the GTOs. Villerola, he's trying to get past Doug Cloud now after losing that position. Going to be tight, especially with a GTP. More importantly, the leader, Togo Hisada, right behind. And we got a spinner on the track as well in front of them.
Ooh. Huge drama for the leader was possible there.
There still is. It still is. He almost accidentally turned JD Rodriguez, Doug Cloud there by accident. He realizes Jack Wells right behind. It's got a very tight between these two all of a sudden. All the issues is happening. This is going to be tough. Jack Wells will probably have to try and make this 3 wide onto the braking. They're going to go 3 wide into Murray. Togo Hisada lives to fight another day. He realizes it's not worth it. 9 minutes to go though, and Jack Wells for the first time in this race, he has the lead. How long can he hold on to it?
A big security lift by Hisada, but he's right on the back of Wells, so maybe he can take him back, and maybe there's another big traffic situation here coming up for the leaders of the GTP.
It's looking like it. In fact, we saw Jack, he had to get a little bit in and out of that, and like we said before when we saw JD, the outside is a bit favourable here at Riches for the car. Doesn't work for Togo this time. In fact, he's gone a little bit wide. He's going to wait, and I'll tell you what, I just see so many GTOs up ahead. Hello, Javier Del Olmo, didn't realise you were right there as well. We come to the straight, we come to 8.5 minutes left. There is a 3-way battle in the GTP. Will it stay 3 ways when they get through to Murray? Javier may have to give out here for a moment, but this is the corner. Togo went for a send to get the lead on to Jack Wells earlier in the race. Not going to work this time. I wonder if he'll try it another time.
Yeah, of course, he will try, but can he get the one? Here's the Coram corner again. Very difficult, and he needs to leave the GTO first through Murray's.
Yeah, leaves it first. We lose it a bit of time to Jack Wells, but he'll gain it with Slipstream. He'll gain it with multi-class traffic there. That was Cameron and Friesen in that little battle. Unfortunately, they've been left behind as Kundelis starts to pull away from them. Hisada still looking for moves. A lock up from Kundelis in front of Jack Wells. Is that going to give the move here for Togo? It's not for the moment. And again, we've got to keep eyes on the third car in this pack, because what will Javier do? Will Javier get past P2 Kundelis before Murray's? It looks like he does, and there is now just a few more cars, and it's still so tight up ahead.
This is not over. This is really, really not over. 7 minutes to go, and I think, yeah, Hisada isn't fuming, but he's thinking like, yeah, maybe if the GTO didn't pop up there, maybe it would have worked better. And now he wants his lead back, which he has taken for such a long time in this race.
And Togo, he is a specialist in the Lotus 49. He loves that car, but if he's got some time and it's a good combo, he likes racing in the GTPs later in the day. And now, well, later in the day, later in the night for him at the moment. And now as he starts to look at 6.5 minutes to go, where can he make a move? Does he look towards the traffic? There's going to be no more traffic for a lap, I feel, after this GTO, which is Carlos Fonseca. So he's going to have to rely on his raw speed, which I think is probably the better deal for him.
Yeah, and just to point out two little things in the GTO class, Rodriguez, great recovery back to P6, and also Andreas Schuster, after his incident, he's back to the top 10.
Schuster getting in first. We said that though, JD losing a position. There he is, just losing it quickly to Billy. Roller through into the bomb hole. 6 minutes to go. We're definitely looking at 41 laps for the GTPs. We're on lap 35. And just now look as they're all close together. We haven't had a freeway fight this late in the GTPs all season. So this can go any way. You have to feel one mistake from any of these drivers could seal their fate. The question is, where is it going? Look, Hisada, I thought for a moment he was looking just to put his nose there.
Yeah, that's the good style of racing. Making the car in front nervous, trying to, maybe not really trying to put the nose in there, but suggesting that you could do. And that, yeah, making the leader, Mr. Wells, very nervous, of course.
It's the Lewis Hamilton approach, I like to call it. Just slide over to one side to make it look like you're going for a send. And Jack has got the lights on. He's telling the GTOs, hey, look, I need to get by. And that has held him up for a moment. Does this allow Togo to go for a move? No. Look at the late braking from Togo around the outside of Montreal. Not going to work for him. Does he get a better launch out of this corner? No. And now he has got to respect the defense of Javier Del Olmo. Javier has a moment, though. Javier may look for this. Into the slipstream, will breathe and go. Is there going to be a move for Javier? No. Togo Hisada is going to go to the inside to defend this. This is going to be a move, and the day is out. Javier hold it, and then still side by side. And Togo Hisada around the outside of Nelson makes the move, makes the defense, sorry. But they've lost a lot of time to Jack. But Jack getting held up from GTOs.
Great stuff there. That's what we all want to see. And of course, no crashing, just racing. And hopefully, yeah, that was a good spot. Del Olmo didn't get a little bit of blinking.
You know what? I wonder if it was Togo just braking a little bit later than he expected. And unfortunately, that's what started everything. He's now a little bit of defense instead of offense. And look, he goes wide again through Montreal. He does get a good launch, and he'll be able to defend Javier easier this time. But there's going to be a GTO ahead, and it's going to be Jamie Campbell-Smith. Jack Wells will get past him. Togo will not get through him. Togo may have to be a little bit crazy here, and he realizes it, and I've never seen a move this aggressive. He's gone for the bookmark on Javier. It's not worked. He tried to keep up to Jack. He probably lost half a second, but I think if he waited, it would have been over a second.
Yes, and also Del Olmo would maybe be in a position to make a move. That was super important to go through there, and we have just 3 minutes to go in this race.
3 minutes to go. They're going for a little battle here. Andreas Schuster just getting past Josh Brain last lap. three GTOs going through. Now, this is interesting. Jack Wells got past all of them, and we may see it as well with Javier. He gets through. One of them going wide there, which I think was Josh Brain. And that's the battle between Schuster, Brain, and I believe the other one is Jamie Hamill-Smith. Now, moving on, what do they look for? Togo is out of the slipstream with Jack Wells. He's going to need a miracle now.
Yeah, but with his pace, I would say Hisara can keep it. Or who do you put your money on?
I'm not a betting man, he says after playing the lottery last night. I don't really know who I want to put the money on now. They're coming up to another battle, which is Doug Cloud and JD Rodriguez. The only battle in the top 10 for the GTOs, just ahead of these three cars. A mistake from Javier, though, is going to hinder him. I want to look at these lap times this time by. And it looks like it's a 58.7 versus a 59 flat and a 59.6. All of a sudden, Jack is just getting not only the better of the luck, but faster and faster as Togo gets held up there as well. It feels like it's all over for that lead battle now.
And also it's not tire saving or strategy or whatever. Just push the car as hard as you can for 40 minutes and then, grab the fruits you fought for.
Yeah, grab the fruit. I'm pretty sure there might be a vineyard or a cider a cider plant somewhere near here. They can go celebrate some drink. Noah Lundberg, he is almost near the end of his race. That gap is 11 seconds. He doesn't need to overdrive it now. He is just enjoying what he can do. It's very lonely at the top, it feels. There's a small moment there. Very lonely at the top. However, pretty much clean going.
And just under a minute, so we soon will know where the points are going to.
Yeah, we'll wait and see. I think Jack Wells, he's just a couple corners left. There's Noah Lundberg. And in fact, Jack Wells is shortly up the road. There he is. I don't feel like he's going to get to Noah Lundberg before the end here. We'll wait and see. But around the gap now, 2.5 seconds. It pretty much is all done for the day. White flag then for Jack Wells. And he may get Noah Lundberg at the end here. Noah's got an 11-second lead. If you're Noah Lundberg, would you lift and not do that extra lap?
Yes, because it's more safe. I mean, it's fun to drive around here, but if you have the lead by 10 seconds and can win it, why, take the risk?
But exactly, Aitor Sintet Galindo. Aitor Sintet Galindo has had a moment. It looks like he's had a bit of a hardware issue. And it looks like he's had a screen freeze. And he's lost a couple positions. And again, more issues for Aitor Sintet Galindo. Watching Fabian Jumblov as he battles Pepe Fuentes. It's not looking like much is happening. But elsewhere, Jack Wells, he has got it all to himself. I don't think Noah Lundberg ahead of him. There's Noah Lundberg. I don't know if he's going to wait up here. We could see 1 and 1 both together. And no, Noah Lundberg's going to go for one more lap on his own. But Jack Wells is going to win in the GTPs, and he's going to win out in Snetterton.
Well, let's see if this is a bad decision. But I don't think so. But congrats to the podium in the GTPs.
Toga Hisada will take that P2. Javier Delormo will take the P3. There's Arturas Gundalis and Johanny Cameron. They will come second and third. And a very tight battle at the end between Mickey Friesen and Cameron was actually a dead heat. And I'll tell you what, if they were any later, it could have been close. One more lap and it would have been all there for Mickey Friesen, it looks like. Very tight battle between those three. Noah Lundberg, though, he's just going to take the victory lap.
Yeah, it is indeed just a victory lap. So everyone behind him got overtaken by the leaders of the GTP. So, take the victory lap, Noel. You earned it.
Yeah, Lundberg's going to be the last car to cross the line. And he will come home with that very decisive victory. He started in the lead. He had a couple moments but he manages to hold on. So let's get to those championship, well, those not those championships, those race results, sorry. Jack Wells will win in the GTPs with Togo Hisada behind him and Javier Del Olmo in P3. Then it's Robert Nash in 4th. Pepe Fuertes will be 5th. Fabian Younglove made up 5 positions to 6th. And Aitor likes the number 7, up 7 to 7. Aitor Sintes Galindo. Dustin Hirota will be 8th with Dylan Freckleton in 9th. And then it's Ivan Platon in 10th position. We get to the second page. Juan Rodriguez will be the last man on the lead lap, and then it's Jose Conde in 12th. Matthew Cockerham will be 13th, and then Joshua Lowe 14th. Jose Delgado will be 15th. Teo Johnson will be 16th, and Lance Dole 17th. Luca Carrion 18th, and then we come to those with the issues and retirees. Andre Felipe Diaz will be 19th. Seamus Power came back out. He finished, as you saw there, in 20th. Richard Thurston, 21st, retired. Shady Ahmad retired 22nd. Adrian Sabrino finished in 23rd.
Yeah, now back to the GTOs. Noel Lundberg, we saw him at his victory lap, so this means you see it right here. What a demonstration, plus 1 lap for everyone else. Arturas Kondelis in P2, Giovanni Kamonen in P3. Mickey Friesen takes P4, Joram Van Hicks takes P5. Will Ruola takes P6, JD Rodriguez in P7. Doug Cloud in P8. Would have liked to see an onboard camera from him tonight, like the last races. Andreas Schuster, great recovery after his incident, up to P9. And Josh Brain completes the top 10 and takes 11 championship points. In P11, Jamie Hamill-Smith, Torben Polik in P12. Björn Ackermann in P13, Carlos Fonseca in P14. Franciszek Jarzembski in P15. I learn it for next time. 16th, Michael Haynes, Ian Haycox in P17, out of the race, quite in the middle, and Aurelien Lefebvre also in P18.
Yeah, it's nice. You you were just saying about Francesca Urensky. Not a name we see a lot here, but again, that is the nature of a track like Snetterton. Like I say it once, I say it twice, I say it 1,000 times. It's a free track, folks. Even if you don't have these cars, try it. It's a fantastic little track to drive on, and you've seen the action it can produce around here. It is one of those typical British tracks, which is why I keep screaming to myself, why don't we see more racing around here? Sebastian, we've just seen a very good race around here. What was your thoughts after that race?
My first thought was, why isn't half the field dead after all the traffic we've got? And of course, the great battles we have seen here, the two whites through Murray and Nelson, of course, and also the great driving through Coram, where everyone looked for themselves, but also in the mirror for everyone else. That worked perfectly. I would assume there would be so much carnage and destruction.
Yeah, I was expecting a little bit. Again, I must say, for a track that, again, I prefer the full layout, the 300 layout with the infield, to have this high speed 200 layout. Of course, it's 200 because, as we saw, it's exactly 2.000000000 repeating miles long. But to see a track like this, it worked so well to just have that pace, the high speed flowing. It worked very well for the multi-class, which I was really surprised at today. And when we talk about high speed, I mean, we've got to address the elephant in the room, which will be where we go next week, which is Suzuka. Now, you know Suzuka. You know real world multi-class in Suzuka. What would you tell people to expect when we see these cars at Suzuka next week?
Yeah, first of all, expect the audio-visual spectacle of the IMSA Vintage series on classic vintage Suzuka. There will be so many great camera moments. I mean, the cameras we have here are very special, which are provided. So also on Suzuka, there will be screenshot-like moments with these cars, these drivers, and if they go through 130R into the chicane, under the bridge, over the bridge, it will be just quite fantastic.
I've made one of those gaffes, ladies and gentlemen. It's Suzuka in 2 weeks. It's a Twin Ring Motegi. We go to Japan for 2 weeks. We go to Twin Ring Motegi, which again is another very underrated track in sim racing. So as we get ready to, I think we will call it a day. So I just want to give a shout out to the team once again. So I want to give a shout out to Sebastian. Came in as a late replacement today. Thank you very much, Sebastian. Christian, first time with the IMSA Vintage. And of course, Dougie as per usual. Now, make sure to check out our social media, our website, our merchandise store, Jude Lalonde, as Jake always tells me. And do not forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel so you do not miss another moment here on GSRC. Next race, as I did say and did correct myself, and other people in chat did say, is Suzuka. August 17th, 1 p.m. Eastern, of course. And on the screen right now is our other broadcasts. So make sure to check out the other broadcasts that are listed here. Now, we hope you've enjoyed joining us today as much as we've enjoyed bringing this racing to you in these very hot rooms because I can't put air conditioning on when broadcasting. We hope to see you once again very soon, ladies and gentlemen. But until next time, race clean, race hard, and we will see you on the track.
Yeah.